The most expensive cars abandoned in airport parking lots. You might expect the world's most expensive car park to be in Hollywood, New York or LA. But no. Turns out the world's most expensive car park is at Dubai International Airport. More particularly, the long stay section. The really long stay section. You see, many cars have been left abandoned at the airport as their owners simply packed everything up, jumped in the car, drove to the airport and left. Never to return. Why? Well, there are myriad reasons, probably. But the most feasible one is that Dubai, being part of a country run under Sharia law, means that being unable to pay off your debt is a crime. No claiming bankruptcy here. You'll do time. Why not just sell it? According to other laws regarding used car registration in Dubai, an owner is obliged to pay off all the dues, including debts, before the car title deed can be transferred to a new owner. You know what's easier than that? Dumping it at the airport and getting out of the country. According to unofficial statistics, around 3,000 cars are abandoned in Dubai's airports, public car parks and even on the streets every year. Of course, what with the astronomical price of airport parking these days, even if the owner heads home and wins the lottery several months later, he'd lose all his money paying the airport parking bill if he did decide to retrieve his car. Not worth it? Buy a new one. Probably cheaper. 2015 Ferrari California T. Estimated value, $100,000. Ferraris appear to be quite popular in the Gulf. And it isn't just the locals who love them, the expat community loves them, too. Unsurprising then, that many of the abandoned cars around the city bear the prancing horse logo. The 2015 California T was the first turbocharged Ferrari since the magnificent and gnarly F40 and can race from 0 to 62 miles per hour in just 3.6 seconds, with a top speed of 196 miles per hour. When so much effort is put into the interior, it's always gut-wrenching to see a car abandoned with its top down or windows open, because if there's one thing there is plenty of in Dubai, it's sand, and it gets everywhere. The California T's refined semi-aniline leather-trimmed cabin didn't stand a chance. 2009 Lamborghini Gallardo SE. Estimated value, $186,900. Finding a Lamborghini Gallardo SE is pretty rare, so it would be frustrating for car lovers to hear that one has been discovered rotting away in Dubai, abandoned by its owner. Only 250 units were ever made, the first several introduced in 2005. It features specially designed Callisto wheels and has a two-tone interior, distinguishing it from the base model Gallardo. All the piping and stitching on the leather are executed in the same color as the bodywork of the car, which means some serious effort went in to make this car special, another reason why it being left to fade and wear away in the Middle Eastern sun seems like sacrilege. A 2020 Rolls-Royce Wraith. Estimated value, $340,000. The 2020 Rolls-Royce Wraith is a roller for those who want to drive instead of being driven. As we mentioned in our review of the vehicle a few years ago, there is very little to truly compare the Wraith to. There simply isn't much competition in that market. The Wraith was sold in a single trim with plenty of amenities: adaptive headlights with an auto-leveling system, rain-sensing windshield wipers, LED tail lights and power folding, auto-dimming side mirrors. 2019 Rolls-Royce Phantom. Estimated value, $450,000. The 2019 Rolls-Royce Phantom has been rated by some pundits as the best Rolls of all. And yet there it is in Dubai, standing like a chicken without its head, another Rolls, another sob story of someone running away from debt. A whisper at a funeral: quiet engine? Tick. An interior featuring a host of luxury features? Tick. Seemingly unlimited power? Tick again. The question we ask ourselves time and again as we go through this list is, how bad must things have been for someone to abandon a car like this? Surely things can never be that bad. 6 Jaguar XJ220. Estimated value, $700,000. There are two types of car producers: those that want to boast they have the world's fastest car, and liars. Before the McLaren F1, the XJ220 was able to make that boast. About being the fastest car. Not about being a liar. Conceived in the mid-80s, the prototype was powered by a naturally aspirated V12. However, a global recession put an end to that. The car survived the recession, luckily some would argue, what with automakers having to cull the non-essential projects, but the engine didn't. With Ford buying out Jaguar in 1990, cuts needed to be made. The Jag could power to 220 miles per hour and recorded a time of 7:45.37 at the Nürburgring, which in 1992 was seriously impressive. The vehicle was in production for just 2 years, with only 280 units made. 992 Ferrari F40. Estimated value, approximate $1.5 million. The Ferrari F40 was at one time in history the fastest and most powerful Ferrari road car ever made. Enzo Ferrari's last creation was built to celebrate the company's 40th anniversary and was a fitting tribute, with some experts maintaining that it remains the greatest Ferrari ever made. That's quite the statement, considering what Ferrari boasts in its stable. Only a handful over 1,300 were ever made, which was about 4 times more than what was planned. When enthusiasts tried it or heard about it, the phone was off the hook. Older readers will understand that reference, trying to keep up with the orders, and the company struggled to meet the demand. 1970 Lamborghini Miura S. Estimated value, $1.6 million. Legend has it that the Lamborghini Miura began its journey as more of a side project than an official model. 3 of the firm's top engineers worked on the car at night, in their own time, such was their love for producing incredible works of automotive art. This was the first Lamborghini with the engine behind the driver. Only 740 of the Miura were produced, which makes it unsurprising then, that some, when they become available, sell for well over $1 million today. It was a star from the get-go, even making a cameo appearance in the Italian Job. 3. 2008 Bugatti Veyron 16.4. Estimated value, $2 million. If you can get yourself over to Dubai and manage to get your hands on this vehicle, even in its present condition, you'd be set up for life. Even second-hand, these cars seldom change hands for under $1 million. The Bugatti Veyron revolutionized what was capable for a production vehicle, achieving a top speed of 267 miles per hour and a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of just 2.5 seconds. Numbers were limited to just 450, so acquiring one was as much about sending a message that you were a billionaire as it was a sign that you could get what you want. Whoever owned this one got what they wanted, they just couldn't afford to keep it. To 2012 Aston Martin 1-77. Estimated value, $3 million. The 2012 Aston Martin 1-77 was so named because only 77 were ever made. Lightweight and yet also rigid, its design, characterized by flowing lines and sensuous curves, is the embodiment of Aston Martin's dedication to style and elegance. Make no mistake, this is one of the most exclusive supercars ever built. Supercar? Yes, its 7.3-liter naturally aspirated V12 featured 750 HP and 553 lb-ft of torque, allowing it to rocket from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.5 seconds with an eventual top speed of 220 miles per hour. One 2004 Ferrari Enzo. Estimated value, $3.6 million. Coming in at number 1 on our list is the 2004 Ferrari Enzo, and we know, you're crying foul. Who in their right mind, right? There was actually a rumor of a McLaren P1 abandoned in Dubai, but until we see a picture, we're not buying it. This monster cost its first owner around $1 million between 2002 and 2004. Today, a well-preserved Enzo can go for more than triple that because, as is the case with many cars on this list, only a limited number, 400 in this case, were ever made. Famous owners include J.K. and Pink Floyd drummer, Nick Mason. You know that if they gave the name of the company's main man to a vehicle, that vehicle had to be something special. And it is. The Enzo puts out 651 HP and can go from 0 to 60 miles per hour in just 3.3 seconds, with a top speed of 218 miles per hour. Those would be impressive stats for a car released today, but bear in mind this was from a vehicle produced more than 20 years ago.